Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to your one of your favorite streams of the week, the Friday night Liverpool show. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are back with a bang. Big up to all of you guys. Please do make sure you guys are liking the video. Do make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel if you're ready to do so. Please, every single one of you guys right here, right now, please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Whether you're watching this right now or on the replay, you guys are all absolutely incredible. Thank you guys so much for always showing us love, always showing us support, man. You guys are all absolutely incredible. And this community grows with the help of you amazing, unbelievable people. So, yeah, big up to all of you guys. And look, today it's a stacked panel. The guy that is the copy-paste of me, but the English version, man, like Jamie is in the building. How are you doing, Jamie, mate? You're on mute. I never come into streams on mute.
Fuck up, bastard. Beach show. Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Big up to you. Big up to you, bro. Big up to you. Joining us next, you get me. I'm interested to see his thoughts on the whole scenario with the situation. You get me. Sesko has chosen Newcastle. Says who? Don't bring just a random source, please. If you make me look at a random source and it's just a random guy, please don't just bullshit. Anyway, joining me next, you get me. I'm interested to hear his situation and all this. Man, like Kmack. How you doing, Kmack, mate?
I'm good. I'm good. Hope everyone's well. I've got like a mic, so just let us know what that sounds like. All right.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Big up to you. You sound great. Yeah, you sound great. Making his return. The man with the stash, iconic, massive hater.
What?
How you doing, Mike?
Oh, massive hater? What?
I don't know. I just felt like saying it.
in return, you know what? At least you didn't go with the whole LA spiel. For once, you decided to change. But big up, everybody.
Yeah. See? You told me get a bit more creative. Can all of you who's just saying this shit, please just send it to me? Someone just send it to me on Snapchat, the ones who are saying the Sesko stuff. Because if Sesko goes to Newcastle, might as well just put Isak in a Liverpool shirt at this point. Anyway, joining us back on the channel after a while. It's been a while since we've seen him on the channel. Absolutely love working with this guy. The
It's
man.
true. It's true.
It's true.
It's true.
Newcastle increased. They increased the personal terms. So I'm guessing they're gonna give him more money.
So yeah,
week.
Is it Sasha Trivoli?
Yeah. It's a 90 million euro deal.
Newcastle have taken advantage of Man United for Benjamin Sesko. Newcastle have increased significantly the personal terms offer and received the green light from Sesko to proceed in talks. RB Leipzig now expect the deal around 90 million, and the deal is on.
Another piece of news that I saw that got released 5 minutes
Big
ago.
up G, by the way. Sorry, G.
That
Big up G. Yeah. Sorry, G. Big up G. Sorry, that was just a mid bomba while introducing.
Hang on, take G back out. Take G back out so we can introduce him properly. Let's get it.
Yeah. Anyway, joining us back on the channel is a man we haven't seen on the while for a channel, the voice of calm, the voice of reason in the Liverpool fans. Man like Genie Yesta. How you doing, G, mate?
I'm good, man. I hope everybody is blessed. Hey, that's good news. I like the fact that the bomber came whilst I was coming on. So that's good. That's good. That's good.
Bro, I thought these guys, because sometimes G, you've been doing this for a while, bro. Like like these guys sometimes they say bomba in the chat and it's bullshit. So I was just like, nah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
okay.
why I was waiting to see if it's true or not. But we'll chop it up anyway. We'll chop it up.
We gotta wait to
will.
see it come from a bigger source. But I read before. I mean, it's kind of like political nonsense, but it was from a pretty big source that Liverpool spoke to Rodrygo's entourage and got an informal agreement on personal terms. So I don't know what that means, but I saw that and that was tweeted about 10 minutes ago. If we are trying to go for both, I genuinely don't know what to think or do as a fan.
Trying to go for both who?
What I read was that we spoke to Rodrygo's was Liverpool spoke to Rodrygo's entourage and
Mike,
made an informal agreement, which is
you
bullshit.
just scared the fuck out of me. I thought you meant Sesko there. I was about to
No.
end the stream.
No. I'm talking about.
Everyone knows my thoughts on Sesko. Thank God this is not Sesko.
We are not touching
Thank
Sesko.
God.
But hold on. If if this is true, because I'm now seeing a bunch of people tweet it, that means that from this morning when Newcastle rejected the bid, they must have gone back to Isak and said, what's the deal? And if Isak basically just blinded them, then it's like, okay, we have to do this. We have to go all out. And if they're going to bid 90 million euros for the guy, I'm not sure United can afford 95.
Look, we have to have this conversation now anyway. And I'm going to ask you whether Isak and Rodrygo both are possible at the same time and all this type of stuff. Big up to everyone locked in, first and foremost. There's 700 people in here. We ain't even started the stream yet. Guys, you know how the show gets. Can we just get the likes up every time, guys? Just get the likes up, every single one of you right here, right now. Please slap the like button. Subscribe to the channel. We have already 700 people in here. Let's get to 500 likes ASAP. I see all the mods in the chat as well. You guys keep pushing the likes. Also, please, this is very important. All the guys on the panel, their channels are in the description. I love it when I go into the communities and I see you guys in their comment sections. Please go support every single one of them. You can't beg for something that's free. So how about... Yeah, anyway. So now hold this, because you just said you begged for something. You should beg for oxygen. It's free. Exactly. So shut your ass up. Just to piss off this everyone, please hit the like button, subscribe, and please go subscribe to all these people on the channel right now. Subscribe to Keeping It GTV channel. Subscribe to Jamie Phillips Football Chats, Mike Das LFC, and Kmack channel as well. Kmack have been putting out a lot of content lately, so please go subscribe to all of them. And let's just get this party started. And I'm just gonna make one statement, and then after that, I'm gonna go straight to you guys. Slovenian media saying Sesko to Newcastle. We did see that, Mito. Thank you so much for the first super chat this stream. I'm just going to say one thing. You guys know one thing about me. I'm a very petty man. I'm going to let all these guys say all their opinions. I don't even like to start. But let me make something clear. There is a couple of names memorized in my brain. If and when Isak becomes a Liverpool player, I'm going to drag my nuts across all of you on the YouTube comment section. I'm telling you, right, I have comments memorized that I will go and respond to, because when I put out my video earlier on, I knew what I was talking about. Anyway, let's actually start with G first. Let's because go ahead.
We need some calm after the nut talk.
Yeah, we need some calm.
Your nuts.
I don't really want to go straight after the nut talk, but
Yes.
we'll go.
You got G.
Nah, you know, yeah, like, I think listen, we all want Isak. Everybody wants Isak. Yeah, I mean, this is the, you know, I mean, one of the top strikers in world football. So yeah, if we can get this done, that's why I'm just keeping quiet. I'm just waiting. Like, I'd rather just, can we get this done? It looks a bit tricky with Newcastle at the moment, but I understand their position, because ultimately they can reject if they want to reject, and you know, they're waiting to get in Sesko, hopefully, or whoever it is. So yeah, I think right now it's we're in a weird space. I feel like, as Liverpool fans, I feel like we're in a space of like look what we're talking about. Hassam, we've done the book club, we've done the therapy, we've done, like, this is where we're coming from. Like, this is where we're coming from. Do you get what I mean? So when I see stuff like this, like, you know, we got in Wirtz, we got in Frimpong, we got in Kirkes, you know, we obviously got Mamadaashvili as well. When I'm seeing Isak, I'm like, it's almost hard to believe. But on the flip side, I'm also looking at it thinking, yo, if Liverpool do get Isak, I mean, I can't think of what else anyone else can do in the transfer market. And you know, you guys know, everyone here knows me. You know how I stay with Liverpool. But even I can't think of another team in the league where I'm like, yeah, no, they can probably do better. It would take Liverpool just being like off form or just really crap for like a whole season. If you get in an Isak, you know, as well as having Ekitike, as well as having Kirkes, as well as having Frimpong, as well as having a backup goalkeeper who's better than most teams' first team goalkeeper. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, right now, I'm like, Liverpool in a good space, because even if we don't get Isak, it's one of those where I'm like, yeah, but we're still better than more or less everybody else, kind of thing, at this moment in time anyway, in terms of all the deals that have been done. So yeah, I feel like we're in a weird space, man. Like, honestly, I just remember the days of we were crying just to sign a player. No midfielders, everyone's injured, and we just want a player. We don't care who it is at this point. Now we're talking about, we could get Isak, we could get Rodrygo, we could get Guehi. Like, are you guys listening to this type of summer? That's crazy.
It's Football Manager. It's like It's like when you play FIFA.
Do you remember when me and you first started working with each other and they used to tell us this ain't FIFA? Guess what? This is FIFA,
bro.
right?
But
Listen,
As a matter of fact, I'll take
isn't-
it a step further. I think the only way you could do this on FIFA if you do the little like thing with the EA thing where like you get a takeover of the club and all of a sudden you get a lot of
and
money.
and you add £1 billion
In manager mode, innit?
Yeah,
Like
that's
if we
the only way
actually
this
loaded
works.
up EAFC right now and tried to do this with like career mode, we can't even do it in career mode.
no,
what we're
Hussam,
saying.
I'm gonna tell you, I play Football Manager religiously. To get Liverpool to sign Isak, Frimpong,
You can't.
Kirkes, like you actually couldn't. Like it's actually like I'd have to let go of like Salah just to make money like in the team. Like it's just long. It's just long. So to see Liverpool do it now, that's why I'm just chilled, because I'm like, it's crazy to say, and I didn't think we'd get here, but it's like, right, this is actually exciting, because you're like, you know what, we're going in for the top players that I wanted us to go for. Like before, when everyone says, oh, but you know, you can't just splash money. I'm like, I'm not talking about, like, Frimpong cost 30 million or 35 million or whatever it was.
27.
Kirkes cost 27. There you go. Kirkes cost whatever he costs. Obviously,
40.
Ekitike cost a bit of money, fair enough. But when you're then looking at it on the face of it, I'm like, no, but this is what I wanted though. So I can't complain. I can't sit here and be like, oh, this is shit. You know what I mean? Because this is what I asked for, which is just go and get the players that you want to get. Stop this, let's play, hope that this guy in 5 years' time, he becomes a world class. No. Go and get the guys who are doing stuff right now, but also who have the room to develop as players, and all of the players that we're in for have that room. So, yeah, it's a good time.
Now I know what Chris Benoit went through, man. Jesus.
You know what's even crazier? You know what's even crazier about what you just said, Benji, is we haven't even been ripped off for any players.
No.
Like, we've literally paid below the asking price for everyone. And
Sorry, Sam. Sorry.
What Jamie said.
I do apologize.
We haven't even paid like the asking price for any player that the club has sold to us. Like, they've literally said, this is how much it's going to cost. And when we've gone, we're just going to lowball you, and then you make it a little bit more and a little bit more, and then we underpay for every player.
I don't know about Ekitike. I feel like we paid pretty. I feel like
they
we
wanted
paid
100
pretty
million.
much.
He had an 84 million pound release clause. Like, we got him below his release clause for 70 million, like 69 million. But it's just incredible stuff. Like, and the whole Isak thing. Like, it looks like Michael Edwards has taken charge of the Isak deal, and he may well have put a phone call into his previous workmate in Jurgen Klopp to get that Sesko one up and running, because all over the media, including Craig Hope, who's the guy that dropped the actual bomb that Isak wanted out, has said today Isak will be sold. He's not going to stay at Newcastle. But he also said Liverpool are waiting for Newcastle to make a move in their direction because they turned a bid down straight away. But they're also waiting for Newcastle to get their main target in. And Sesko they've been looking at for 3 years, just like Ekitike. He was another guy they've been looking at for years. If this happens, it's grease the wheels.
I think that the most astonishing part of this summer, again, is the fact that Wirtz doesn't feel like a marquee signing. Wirtz doesn't, like right now, Wirtz does not feel like we broke a transfer record to get him. And then secondly, the fact that if Isak does come, that's not the end of the summer, because it can't be the end of the summer, because you need to get a center back. So no matter what, whatever the record-breaking transfer fee that Isak is going to be, because he will cost more than Wirtz, no matter who Newcastle get, they're not taking less than 106 million euros or 106 million pounds or 100 million pounds. They're not taking less than that for Isak, which, you know, I think that's fair. Regardless, the fact that the summer still wouldn't be over, and we'd go out and we would potentially get Crystal Palace's captain, a player who's experienced, a player who can play left and right-sided center back, a player who will be invaluable depth to this club. Listen, some people may think that Wirtz feels like a marquee signing still, but to me, it's just like, I feel like he's been at the club for 2 years. You know, with all of the Isak saga going on, I feel like he's been a Liverpool player for a while. At least my concentration is not focused on him, I should say, which is crazy. But I'm still on the stance of, until I see, here we go, Fabrizio Romano posting the picture with Isak in a Liverpool jersey at the AXA training center, I'm just going to have to hold my reservations like I did with Florian Wirtz.
Mhm.
I can't.
No, it's true, and I think also as well, like I like what Mike just said there about Florian Wirtz. It's actually, I actually forgot like that we spent that money on him. But you're right, it's true. Like it doesn't feel that way. But I'll be honest, this is kind of how I expect big top clubs to move. Like when I look at the Real Madrid, I know Barca a bit, but when they were in some type of pomp, like they were able to still go out and you still go and get these top players. And it doesn't necessarily, obviously, if you get like Mbappe or someone of that kind of ilk, fair enough. But when you're not getting those kind of players and you're still getting top players like Wirtz and stuff like, and looking at getting Isak, yeah, I don't want it to feel like, oh my God, this is marquee. And no, this should just feel, I'm not saying normal, but you know what I mean? Where you're just like, okay, yeah, no, this is really good. And then we just kind of move on because we're operating at that table now. Do you get what I mean? Where we're operating at the table, it's like, no, we want the best players now. I'm hoping this is a continuation. I'm hoping this is not just like this summer and we never go and start, you know, getting these players ever again kind of thing. So let's see.
Also, I also think that this is incredible timing that we've decided to do this as we leave Nike, because I hate Nike as a fucking institution. And the fact that Adidas made an absolute killing today off of, because they released everything at midnight, and now we supposedly sold like 50,000 Wirtz jerseys. I can't even imagine how many other jerseys that we've sold. Plus, we were able to see what number everyone took, like Connor Bradley taking 12, Ekitike taking 22. So it's nice that Nike can kind of get fucked, because if Isak comes in, that's just going to be a whole nother shirt record that we're going to end up setting over a day. And that's, you know, ultimately this new deal with Adidas, it's more money in our pockets. And those jerseys are like, our home kits are so ridiculous. Like, I just think that they're the nicest. They're the nicest that they've looked for. I mean, since before Warrior. Like, when was the like? Because we went through Warrior, then New Balance, then we finally became big boys, went with Nike, but Nike sucks, and now we're back with Adidas, and all is right with the world.
It's so clever the way they've done that as well, with the Asia tour as well. Like the amount of shirt sales that are going to go over there as well, because they've just
they're already sold out of the long sleeve. The long sleeve one,
really,
you can't buy
really
it.
Clever by Liverpool as a business as well. Like, honestly, like, I'm getting a shirt.
It's Nike, not okay. Hold on, for all the British people, it's Nike, not Nike. Okay, it's Nike. It's an American company. It's pronounced Nike. Someone put it in the chat. It's from Oregon. It's Nike. But continue.
And Adidas is Adidas.
Yes, it is Adidas. But I call it Adidas. Adidas. Listen, you know what? We can each be ignorant in our pronunciations of different things, but someone corrected me. So.
And a lift is an elevator.
And a bin is a trash can, but you know, potato.
Guys, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Is this Duolingo?
I don't know.
We're having fun, bro. We're about to stop. If we sign Alexander,
I'm trying to find more. I promise you, there's a reason I'm on this phone. I'm trying to find more information as much as possible. Like I'm messaging people like a madman right now, just trying to find out what the fuck's going on.
It looks like
do you want to know one thing? Like, I just went logically today, even when speaking on Kopish, even speaking on my old channel. The problem is that the Isak with Newcastle Bridge is completely been burned. And that's the thing to me. Like, when you have burned by the way, we're all Liverpool fans. Suarez never burned the bridge this badly. Coutinho never burned the bridge this badly. This guy has refused to enter the facility, refused to go to pre-season, refused to pick up phone calls. According to David Ornstein today, his own teammates have been trying to convince him to stay. And he said no. Like, it works when you got Stevie G convincing Suarez, but just because Anthony Gordon is scoused doesn't mean it's gonna work, mate. You get
Anthony Gordon was telling him to go the other way. I think
Anthony
that was
Gordon's on his side.
yeah, Anthony Gordon probably did the opposite, didn't it?
When you got Dan Burn telling you to stay, that's half the problem, Newcastle. Do you know?
Yeah, that's the thing. Listen,
half
I've been very confident from the beginning. The thing is, like, look, here's the thing. Because this bridge has been burnt, people need to understand something. When it comes to like first bids, guys, we had like 2-3 bids rejected for Florian Wirtz. Like in the first bid is never accepted anyway, and also the first bid is always lower than the valuation. We ended up paying £100 million for Florian Wirtz. Wasn't our first bid like £80 million?
Yeah,
something like that.
Our first bid was like 80 million, I think, or like 80 plus some add-ons or something. 84. So
just
like 84 or something.
Just look at Luis Diaz. Like when Barcelona came with the low ball, we said Luis Diaz is not for sale. We don't want to sell him. He's a part of our plan. Then Bayern came with a low ball. We said the same thing. They came with another low ball. They said the same thing. Once they actually met the fair market value that Liverpool had, that was the only moment in which they publicly said, okay, you know what? We're going to let the player go. Why? Because that's the only way to keep an asset's price what it should be. If you know that I'm willing to sell, all of a sudden the door is open and the floor has now been lowered. But you have to convince me to change my stance. Newcastle were well within the right to do it. I think the only reason why people went off with these craziness is because of how instantaneous it was. It was an instant no. It was almost like they had a computer that said it. It was like a bot. The second you get this email, reject it, which is fine. But then if you look at any, reputable journalist, all they said was, as it stands, a bid won't come. All that means is if nothing changes, nothing changes. But bro, there's a month left in the transfer window. Clearly things are going to change. Another bid will come.
Can I just talk on that? Because I just think this is the art of the deal. And we've just got some of the best people in the business doing it. So what we did is we didn't leak any information about Isak. None of that came from Liverpool. We all know this now. It all came from Isak's camp. Yeah. So we obviously spoke to the agent, spoke to people, spoke to Newcastle and said, look, we're interested in your asset in Alexander Isak. Yeah. Are you interested in selling him? No. Okay, fine. The agent then heard this because we'd spoken to Isak, and then the agent leaked it from the Isak side. So then Newcastle are in a situation where people know that Liverpool are interested in Isak. Then the ball's in Isak's court. Like we all talked about, the ball was in Isak's court then. And he's done everything we could have asked him to do. Yeah. He's said that he wants to leave the club. He hasn't put a transfer request in, by the way. And he also hasn't said that he won't play for them again.
Big up to Lex as well.
He hasn't done any of those things yet, but he's done everything else. But it's Newcastle that have said he couldn't go on the plane. It's Newcastle he said he couldn't go on the tour. It's Newcastle have said that he's injured. Newcastle have said all of these things. This didn't come from Isak. And then Newcastle came out with, oh, he wants 300,000. He turned down this contract. This is a smear campaign against Isak now to make him look like he's a trouble causer. For when they do accept the bid, because they will, because their asset wants to leave and they aren't going to be able to keep him, especially if they've just smeared him with this 300 grand nonsense when he's agreed a contract with us for 250 grand. So this is the posturing now. And I said this ages ago, Liverpool were going with 105 million. Literally said it about 2 weeks ago. Liverpool have got him with 105 million. That's the starting bid. And the fact that Newcastle said no straight away and Liverpool have just gone, okay, and walked away, not completely gone, just walked away, it now leaves Newcastle with a situation where they're like, oh crap, there's nobody at the table. We want to bid him more. And our player doesn't want to play for us anymore. So we're in a situation where we're not being able to sign any players because we haven't got any money and we can't offer the wages. Our star asset wants to leave. He now knows that Liverpool have put a bid in for him, which didn't happen before. Now it's going to be a situation where is Isak going to put in a transfer request? Because if he puts in a transfer request, then Newcastle are going to have to approach us. And they're going to have to start negotiating. and we are already in at the 105 million mark, which is pretty low.
It was 110.
Sorry, well, we offered 105 million cash and 5 million add-ons. Like, that's what we did today.
Can I ask a question? Yeah, this is just a hypothetical. Obviously, I don't want this to happen. If we had to pivot from Isak, who would you then sign? If you would sign anybody at all?
I think we sign either Rodrygo or Barcola and Nunes stays. And I hate saying that. I hate saying it. I really hate saying that.
I didn't mind the first two things you said, but the last.
I know.
Yeah,
but we need another number 9.
Jamie,
you're
you're
on mute. You're on mute.
Sorry, I was talking to the kids. Are fucking me off. I've just been reading some stuff, and it looks like Sesko's done to Newcastle. That actually looks like it's actually a done thing. What surprises me about this, if you go from the beginning of the day with the Liverpool and Isak stuff at lunchtime when it all broke, they put the bid in, got rejected. Liverpool never walked away and said, right, we're not. No one came out, no journalist came out and said Liverpool are moving on and looking at alternatives. Yeah. They just said Liverpool remain interested, but they won't bid again straight away until things change. And then as the afternoon and the evening drew on, all of a sudden, a Saudi club came back in for Darwin, and it looks like Darwin's now going to Saudi. And now this evening, it looks like Sesko's going to Newcastle. So what looks like is happening behind the scenes is that Liverpool and Newcastle spoke behind the scenes, and they're telling reporters what they want to tell them right now to keep things quiet. I think Newcastle have told Liverpool, like, you can go. We're not going to get rid of him yet because we need to get a player through the door. We can't look weak. So Liverpool gone, all right, and we won't put another bid in for you. So that's what they've told the journalists. We won't put another bid in. So everyone's confused by it. Now, Darwin gets approached by Saudi out of nowhere tonight. And it looks like Sesko out of nowhere is now going to Newcastle, which tells me Newcastle, since this afternoon, have been in touch with Sesko, told him what a Man United offering you. Man United, he's told them, and they basically gone, we're matched at and give you extra. And it looks like that's going to happen now. So it looks like something behind the scenes of the football clubs that the journalists and we are not privy to has carried on, because this has happened very fast within a 24-hour day. I don't know if you guys agree with that or not.
Well, Jamie, I would, logically speaking, that makes perfect sense. But the question that I want to ask everybody else, which kind of pertains to the point that you're making, if we were in a different universe and Alexander Isak played for Bayern Munich or just any major club that wasn't in England, would this that transpired today be even a 10th of the saga that it was? I don't think so. I think that because this is an England to England transfer, because this is a Premier League to Premier League transfer, because of the fact that it's all within that one island, everything is being blown beyond out of proportion. Because it wouldn't make any sense for something to go on 3 weeks and you get rejected with the first bid and you're just like, finito, all good. All right. I asked, you answered. Mike, it is what it is. I'm going to go on to the next lady.
Mike, it's like Liverpool trying to take Saka out of Arsenal.
Okay,
He's
but
their
I would...
number one asset, and their club has a lot of money.
But the thing is that I wouldn't dare compare Newcastle to Arsenal. Newcastle are a team that's going to be...
Look, I have said, in what world is one of the best strikers in the world playing for a club that finishes 5th in the league? In what world? Like, it just doesn't happen. Like,
right.
Should be in a challenging team. Should be in a top 1, top 2, top 3 team. Not a team that just scrapes 5th place, like 2 years, like, 2 Champions Leagues in a row they scraped. Like, it doesn't happen. Like, this guy is a unicorn. This guy has given them everything. Like, realistically, he shouldn't be at the club now, if I'm completely honest. Like, the season he had before last year, I'm surprised he wasn't snapped up by one of the big boys then. I'm surprised PSG didn't go and get him, or Bayern Munich didn't go and get him instead of Harry Kane. Like, you have to look at it like that. But for what we're doing now with him, it's going to take a lot of money to get him out of that club. But it's not going to be the 150. Like, they said 200. They said not for sale. They said 200. Then they said he's not for sale, but you can have him for 150. and then they said he's not for sale, and then 130 might get him. Like, hang on a minute, you're telling us he's not for sale, but you're giving us a price. Like, that's what we did with Luis Suarez. That's what we did with Luis Suarez. Not Luis Suarez. Luis Diaz.
Oh, Luis Diaz.
Yeah, sorry, Luis Diaz. So he's not for sale, but this is how much he's worth. Like, what?
Yeah, no, it's listen, man. I think I'm just more concerned with. I just want to know what would happen in a world where Newcastle just say, like they just don't sell him. I just want to know what that pivot looks like. Like that was what my thought process was. I agree with you guys. I think Liverpool go back in and it will probably happen. But a part of me was like, I wonder what would happen if we didn't go back in. Do we then look at another target? Because I feel like most of the strikers are kind of going or they're gone. So
we wouldn't get a 9
after that?
We wouldn't get a 9. We would keep Nunez.
Do you think you just keep dominant? Oh,
yeah. Well, so you would keep Nunez. You would get Rodrygo. You have 3 different people who can play the 9, potentially even 4 if you were to move Mo into the 9 and put Frimpong at right wing, and then you'd go out and you'd get Guehi to solidify center back. Either way, I think, like in a different universe, if we got Rodrygo and Guehi, I still think that we're beyond strong enough to win the league and potentially win the Champions League. If you get Isak, you don't really need to worry about Rodrygo. Not to mention, you can postpone that till next season. You have Gakpo who can play there. You have Ngamoa who, just give the kid a chance. But to be honest with you, I mean,
respect Rio.
Like it's not as if our left wing position was the best in the world last season. Like, yeah, Luis Diaz had a great season, and Cody Gakpo showed up with the majority of those being in cup.
Could we actually get both? Like, is there a world where we get both?
If Rodrygo was alone, if Rodrygo was alone, I think maybe.
I mean, did anyone think we were going to sign Wirtz and potentially Isak?
No.
But I okay.
Point.
Here's the line though. I don't give a shit about that possibility. If Isak walks through the door, it's a center back before anything else. Like, that is the most paramount thing. If you want to make it all happen under one rainbow, that's fine. But if I get to September 1st and my 3 center backs are Joe Gomez, Konate, and Virgil van Dijk, I better score 6 fucking goals a game, because that defense is going to be shocking.
I really need to talk about this because someone's just posted it in the chat. Really, Sesko's agreed a 5-year deal on 200k. Alexander Isak is a red, because if he's getting more money than Isak was offered in his 2 contracts that he turned down, that's a kick in the face. That is a massive kick in the face.
Hey, listen, whatever.
200 grand contract.
It's going to be Scenes game week 2. It's going to be Scenes game week 2 when Alexander Isak goes to St. James's.
There's no way Isak's staying at that club now. No way. And I wouldn't be surprised if some other Newcastle players started looking. If they're giving him 200 grand.
Let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this. If Isak wasn't moving potentially to Liverpool, how would you find his conduct so far? If it was nothing to do with Liverpool.
Oh, he's a bitch. But don't get me wrong. Once he comes to us, he's our bitch. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and pretend that he's performed beautifully and respectfully. But at the end of the day, this is how footballers look. This is no disrespect to Newcastle. I know Newcastle fans think everyone's disrespecting them. Yeah, you're not Liverpool, right? You're a club that you've just had a season where you won your first trophy in 70 years. You've gone into a summer with no sporting director. It's Eddie Howe's brother doing it, right?
Is it his brother?
Yeah,
I didn't know whether
it's Eddie Howe's brother doing it.
It was his cousin or something.
And your only signings this summer so far to show Isak that you mean to be that team is Elanga and Ramsdale on loan, who's probably not even better than the goalkeeper you got. Now, if you're Isak and he's also on only 120 grand a week, and you're telling him, arguably for his age range, arguably the best striker in Europe with Haaland, that you can't give him the wages that he wants, then how do you feel Isak's going to feel? He's going to want to leave because there's a food chain in football. Real Madrid have it with Liverpool. We moan when Real Madrid come in for our players, but there is a food chain in football. And Isak's gone about it the wrong. Like, I don't think Isak's gone around this the best way, but it's the way footballers act now. They want to leave. Contracts don't mean shit. You know, I mean, they really don't mean shit. All it means is that you get more valuation on a player. Doesn't mean they go to stay at your football club. And like Isak's he's going to end up probably playing for Liverpool and get what he wanted. Newcastle go get a shitload of money, and they go get Sesko in, Alanga in, Ramsdale in. They might get a defender and a midfielder to go on top of that, and another striker. And they might actually have a better squad overall by letting Isak go. So, yeah, it could work out for everyone. But as I said, like, players act like this because they want to move. You know, it's players when they're already at a big team don't really act like this. You know, like Luis Suarez. You know, look, Liverpool were not the Liverpool they are now. I don't remember him completely acting like Isak is going to go to Barcelona. He pretty much told the club that I just want to go now, and we found the right deal for him and got the right price, and he went. So, you know, Coutinho, you know, pulled a back muscle, but yeah, he was a bit of a bitch about it. But I still don't think he was acting a bit like Isak's doing. So, yeah, it's just. Do I think it's wrong what he's doing? Yeah. Do I care if he comes to Liverpool? Not a bit.
So
Yeah,
I just want to say something on that. Like, I don't disagree with some of the things, but I also think that a lot of the Isak stuff has been completely blown out of proportion because it's from the Newcastle side, and they are very emotional. Like, they really are, and they're about to lose their best player they've had in a very long time. But look, the thing about the Isak thing is, Newcastle said he was injured, so he couldn't fly. So he couldn't do the long haul flight. So you can't blame him for that because that's from the Newcastle side. And Eddie Howe said that. So they didn't want to fly him over. Okay. So he's going to stay behind. So what's he done when he stayed behind? Well, they took all the doctors and all of the medical staff over on the tour with them and all the trainers. So what's he supposed to do? And also, it's not a surprise that Isak's doing his own individual training because that's what he does anyway. He has all of his own team doing that. And that's come from the Newcastle side. The only thing which is maybe a little bit arsey is the fact that he's not in Newcastle. But I'm not being funny. Would you walk around Newcastle right now? You were the guy that's basically said that you don't want to play for them anymore because you want to go and play for a big club. Like, I don't blame him for not being in Newcastle. Like, he might get his. I mean, he's put his house up for sale, hasn't he? Before it gets.
The thing is with the whole like thing. Look, everything I said on the pre-recorded video and everything I said on my live stream earlier on, I stick by it. Like, I'm still in the same exact like train of thought. I think within these next 7 days, this whole Isak thing gets sorted. I think the bridges have been completely burned. Like, I don't think there is a genuine even comeback for Isak to Newcastle. I'll be honest with you. The guy has made it clear he wants to leave. Now, here's the thing. I don't think Liverpool... Here's what I think happened. Like, instead of us just bidding and getting rejected and getting rejected, blah, 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 I think this is just a sign for Isak's camp to know that Liverpool are serious, so we're not just wasting his time. And on top of this as well, there's another thing. Look, John James, I told you earlier on. See, you should have listened. And on top of this as well, look... Newcastle are like, let's just focus on signing this Sesko guy, and then after that, we'll see what happens. So I believe that now that they've got Sesko, for me personally, as soon as Sesko, like, we get the here we go Sesko to Newcastle or whatever it is, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. You might as well just put Isak in a Liverpool shirt. Because if we're just being completely honest, Newcastle are not the type of club to go and sign a 80 million 90 million euro pound backup. Like, that's just not who Newcastle are. Let's all just be honest here, right? Newcastle are the type of club. If you tell me they sign Wissa, I'll tell you backup, no problem. You know, that could be a backup. But don't tell me someone like Sesko is a backup. And I think the bridge has been completely burnt between him and the club. And I think he just wants out. I don't believe we're going to pay 150. I think something around 130 they'll probably accept and they'll say yes. So that's the thing for me. And also, I don't think this is even comparable to Coutinho or Suarez. I think this is way worse than Coutinho, way worse than Suarez. That's just genuinely what I believe. Like, I think, with Coutinho, with the Coutinho and Suarez situation, it's not like they refused to turn up to preseason or any of that stuff. Like they didn't do it. They didn't do it this badly. Refused to turn up to training, don't answer phone calls. Like Klopp said when Coutinho left. We all remember the famous quote. If you stay here, they're gonna build you a statue outside. But he eventually decided to leave. So you look at this Liverpool side right here. You add to it Alexander Isak, bro. We are gonna cook like crazy. Telling you right now.
It's okay. To me, it's a little bit different because we're in the moment, right? Like I can't pass judgment on his conduct until I know all of the behind the scenes stuff later on. I have no idea what the conversations have been like between Isak and Newcastle. I have no idea why Isak didn't, make this known at the beginning of the window. I don't know what the promises were made to the player by the club and why a month and a half into the window, he does a full 180 and Craig Hope drops a bomba that he's requesting a transfer out of this club. To me, I'm not going to compare it to like a Trent because first and foremost, this is happening in the summer. This isn't happening during a season, right? Also, in hindsight, Trent probably acted as professionally as he could in terms of what he did, waiting till we pretty much won the league before making the announcement, announcing it before the summer, XYZ. It doesn't matter if you don't like it. Also, it's not really an apples to apples scenario because the reason why people were angry when Trent left was because we're the best that we've been. You can't make the argument that you're going to a club that can compete for the Champions League. I just walked the Premier League. I think it'd be different if we were in sixth or if we were in the same position that we were when we sold Coutinho or Torres or Luis Suarez. From the outside in, could it be a little bit unprofessional? Maybe, but at the same time, how else are you going to force a move in the summer when you have years left, when you have 3 years left on your contract, right? Not going on the Asian tour, you can view that as being selfish. You could also view that as not wanting this commotion to be around the rest of the players. You could say that maybe he's isolating, but also at the same time, you could say that he's just trying to make as little damage as possible. And he might feel that the best way to do that is to remove himself from the situation. It's all down to perception. I don't really perceive what he's doing to be incredibly wrong in any real sense of the word. But, the main conclusion of that judgment is that I don't know what made him change his mind so quickly and put in that request that blew up the world.
I'll tell you what it is. You want to know what G said? I genuinely think this is exactly what's happened. Maybe there's a bit of conspiracy in it, but it's very much truthful conspiracy. So hear me out. I think when the transfer window started, first of all, big up to everyone who's here, 1,500 people in here. Let's get to 500 likes, please, ASAP. Let me just tell you genuinely what I believe happened. And when I say it, I think you guys will probably think, okay, like what he's saying is fair. I believe when the transfer window first started, Isak probably wanted to stay at Newcastle. But then Newcastle don't have a sporting director. Eddie Howe and his brother are the ones doing transfers. Amateur hour, essentially. The first signing is Anthony Elanga. Mbuemo, you get rejected. Joao Pedro, you get rejected. Liam Delap, you get rejected. James Trafford, you get rejected. We could go on and on and on with the Premier League proven players that rejected Newcastle United. This happened in real time in front of our very own eyes. Nothing I'm saying is speculating so far. So then Isak is like, okay, all of this is happening after us qualifying for the Champions League. Like, we qualified for the Champions League as Newcastle United, went through so much work this season to even get to the top 5 to beginning. And then he's like, why is there amateur hour happening at Newcastle United? That's just the reality of the situation. You qualify to the Champions League and you get me Anthony Elanga after qualifying for the UEFA Champions League for 55 million. You ain't serious. And then, speaking of serious club called. Serious club known as Liverpool Football Club. And his head was turned. The reason why his head was turned is like the perfect quote came out last week. I don't want to just be in the Champions League. I also want to win the Champions League. People just brush that quote to the side like it means nothing. Look at who Liverpool signed this summer, people. Kirkaz, one of, if not the best left back in the entirety of the league last season. Jeremy Frimpong, downgrade on Trent, but nevertheless, still experienced. Florian Wirtz, Hugo Ekitike. He knows he's coming to a club that's not there to just compete. He's coming to a club that's there to win. Like Isak wants to be a Premier League winner. Isak wants to be a Champions League winner. And he believes he can accomplish that at Liverpool Football Club. And when I first started these debates, I'm sure you guys probably would have seen it on the panel, and the people in the chat will vouch. When I first started debating this with the likes of Mo and others, I tried to explain to them, by the time Newcastle are ready to win a Premier League, it's going to be 4 years from now. It's literally going to be such a long ass project. It's going to be like probably like 4 years from now until Newcastle are actually ready to win a Premier League or to win a Champions League, because they're still far away. While Isak can come to Liverpool and this season already be a Ballon d'Or contender, already be a Golden Boot winner. There's so much that he could do at Liverpool Football Club. That's the thing for me. So by the time that Newcastle have a project ready to win, Isak is going to be 30 years old. So it's just going to be a thing where it's just going to take so much time. And that's why it was very important for us, and I'm sure everyone on the panel agree with this as well. It's very important for us that we kept Mo and we kept Virgil, because I think all of this plays a role. It's also showing the players that are joining, look how we treat our legends. Look how we treat the players that want to stay here beyond the years where we usually stay, keep them. That's why for me, I think this project now as Liverpool, the only club that I think is a bit more attractive than us in England currently, just because of their domination and who their manager is Pep. I know Wirtz chose us over City, fair enough, but if we're talking about the overall football player would probably choose City over Liverpool. But other than that, I don't see any other Premier League club that is as attractive as Liverpool Football Club. So I think Isak probably wanted to give Newcastle a chance. He wanted to give Newcastle an opportunity. He wanted to go like, Newcastle, show me what we're going to do this summer. We've qualified to the Champions League. And then after that, you're signing Anthony Elanga, and I'm like, bro, like, is this what we fought so hard for to qualify for the Champions League? Anthony Elanga. That's why for me, I think he gave Newcastle that chance. They didn't deliver. Empty promises, total BS. And now he wants to be a Liverpool player. And by the way, rightfully so. Rightfully so. Because Newcastle are not in an upward trajectory of any way, shape, or form. Let's keep this in mind. Yes, Newcastle made the Champions League, but guess what? They made the Champions League 2 years ago. You aren't avoiding the mistakes that you did the first time. Just quickly before I get you guys' opinion, big up to BNR for the raid, big up to the boys over there at Born and Red, big up to Asim and the boys. Make sure you guys are liking on your way in. Please make sure you guys are subscribing. Everyone in the chat right now, please close your live chat, hit the like button. Let's get to 500 likes ASAP. We have over 1,700 people in here. Please like and subscribe now. So yeah, that's just my basic logic with it. So
I love a conspiracy theory, and this is wild, but it does make a lot of sense. What if this only happened now is because we wanted to make sure all our rivals had bought strikers, and we had nobody at the table who could even try and purchase Isak, because all of that stuff happened with Isak when Gyökeres was done. It was done. So Arsenal were out of the picture. We knew Barcelona didn't have any money. We knew that all the Saudi clubs had spent, because they have. And Real Madrid were probably going to dump a striker. And Chelsea have bought theirs. Manchester City, they bought whatever they were buying in Turkey. And it's a case of there's nobody left on the table. Like, this is now the right time to make the move. And this was probably already mentioned to Isak's camp a while ago. When we sign him, it'll all come out in the wash that we've probably been talking to him for about a year, because that's how things happen. Just like Ekitike, we were talking to him in January. But this could just all be something which has already been planned, and it's
the conspiracy that I believe in is Jurgen has a hand to play in this.
That would be hilarious, wouldn't it?
Jurgen, mate, because guess what? He's the sporting director of Red Bull.
Hilarious, wouldn't it?
Yep, he's the sporting director of Red Bull.
But,
maybe Michael Edwards called Jurgen. He's like, Jurgen, I know you.
Do you think things like that would
be like the rekindles, the rekindle duo back together, doing stuff from the other side?
Do you guys think stuff like that would, in football in general, do you think things like that happen?
Yes.
I don't know, but I'm just looking at it thinking.
I'm not like a technical guy or anything, but I spoke to scouts, I spoke to agents before and shit. Bro, let me explain something to you, G. Football is a dirty, dirty, dirty sport. Let me make something clear.
course, yeah.
Yeah, the biggest example is the Ugarte transfer. Jorge Mendes is the agent of Ugarte and Lenny Oro. You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Shocking.
Completely. Like that's that. I know agents who have tried to have that type of relationship. That's why we actually don't like players with Jorge Mendes as the representative.
And look at Newcastle's owners, yeah. So PIF own 80% of Newcastle, yeah. They also own 70% of 4 clubs in Saudi. Right. They also put equity. They also put equity into Clear Lake, who own Chelsea. So if a Saudi club, say Al Nassr, yeah, buy a player from the Premier League, yeah, and it's a rival in Newcastle, but they give that rival fresh cash to go and buy a better player and improve their squad, that's then affecting Newcastle. It's weird. That's why I've said Newcastle fans are angry at us for doing what everyone does in football, and a better team takes their better player. Look at your own club. Look at your own owners, man. Are they treating you correctly right now?
The thing is as well, Jamie, the thing is as well, just one more thing, is like Newcastle feel hard done by. Like, we have gone through this pain over and over again by getting our players taken from us by Real Madrid. Like, there's a food chain in the system. Like, players have got ambition. And it was really interesting listening to, I think it was Dean Saunders and Michael Owen. Like, it's not about the money for Isak. It's not about the money. And they both said, it's not about the money. Like, Isak's 25. He doesn't want to end his career when he's like 30 with like an FA Cup, a Spanish Cup, and potentially a League Cup. And that's it. Like, that's all he's got to show for it. When he could have joined a top club, just like Harry Kane should have done in the when he was back in the UK, because he should have joined a bigger club, and then he could have won more trophies. And he doesn't want to be that guy. Like, everyone sits there and goes, "Oh, Harry Kane, what a guy! You know, he stuck at it." What's he got to show for it in the UK? Nothing. Like, he had to go to Germany when he got old to win trophies. Like, you can't begrudge Isak doing that. You can't.
And look, I was about to say as well, just was finished off of. It's the same with American owners. I don't know. Look, American owners probably get their money from situations where they fund other people as well. It's the same everywhere. But what I'm trying to say about it all is that sometimes you've got to look at your club and ask your owners, are you running my club the best to your ability? And if the answer is no, then you can put some questions out there, no matter who it is. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying there.
Let me just grab these supers for a move on as well to talk about the Rodrygo situation. Once again, big up to everyone locked in. 1,800 people in the building. Let us please get the likes up and please subscribe to the channel right here, right now. I think this is going to be such an interesting week for Liverpool Football Club. I genuinely I actually can't wait for this thing to happen so we can just break the internet together. Big up to G as well. I know he has to go, so big up to him. Go subscribe to his channel. Mike, can you sit up a little bit? You have to move the whole thing around, bro. Fucking hell, just sit up.
Happy.
Yeah, you're not even fat or anything. You don't have anything to
Yeah, I'm sitting up.
You moved and then went.
Big up to Javid, who says, where is our new centre back? We are desperately short-handed. We're going to talk about that next. I promise you, Javid. But sorry to Jenny, who's listening right now. I don't want to be the next Portland Trailblazers. Let's sign Greg Oden because we need a centre back instead of getting Kevin Durant. And then the rest is history. It's Nike, not Nike. It's the name of a Roman god. Is what.
That's not true. That's not true. Google it. That's all I'm going to say. Use Google.
Google it, blood. Conspiracy theory here.
Google it, blood.
PIF need to inject legal funds in Newcastle. They buy Nunes for an inflated price, and we send that money and a bit more for Isak. Win-win for everyone involved, hopefully, too.
Yeah, it's all mad, ain't it? Conspiracies. It is all mad.
To be fair, let me make something clear. Stuff like that does happen in football.
Of course it does.
That's not even a crazy conspiracy at all. Because here's the thing. Newcastle and Liverpool need to comply with FFP. Al-Hilal, Al-Nasr, etc. They don't.
No.
There is no FFP for them to comply with.
No.
So that's the thing. There's a possibility. It might happen. Might. Big up to my guy, Wouter. Thanks so much, Wouter, for sending in the super chat. Appreciate you, says. Just like and subscribe. Almost 57k. Let's get there this stream. Yeah, we're actually now under 50 subscribers away from 57,000 subscribers. We can only get there with you guys' help. So please do hit the like button. Please do subscribe right here, right now. Thanks so much, Wouter. I appreciate you, brother. Big up to Tony Carlson, who says, in my opinion, the biggest L in this whole situation goes to Newcastle. No sporting director, no new contract for Isak, and no clear improvement at all once making the Champions League. They effed up. Do you guys agree with this?
That's what I was saying earlier about Newcastle got to look at their own club, look at their own owners. You literally just had a tremendous season where you got back in the Champions League, won your first trophy over 70 years, going into a huge summer where you want to kick on and you've got no sporting director. It looks like you've got no transfer plans, how to go about the summer either. It's like you're pickpocketing at players. Oh, we'll go for him, we'll go for him, we'll go for him, get rejected all over the place. You know, Isak, your prized asset, should have been taken care of before this. You know, you should have been looking at getting him on some kind of bigger deal if possible, whatever you can do PSR wise. I just feel like they have fucked up. And look, what have Liverpool actually done wrong here? Let's work this out. Liverpool went to Newcastle and went, look, we love Alexander Isak. We want him at our football club. What's it going to cost us? They told us it's going to cost 150 million. We went away. That's all Liverpool done. Since then, Isak and his agent are the one doing everything by themselves, yeah? Liverpool come in today with a bid close to £120 million. That is massive money. It's not like we're taking the piss. That's huge, a huge first offer, yeah? Newcastle reject it. Now, is it Liverpool's fault that Newcastle can't buy a sodding striker? Is that Liverpool's fault?
Eddie Howe's brother.
Yeah, so what you're doing, you're just seeing business in football unfold, which normally happens. The big fish comes to the little fish and goes, I want your big fish because he'll suit our team. And you tell us, no, well, here's a bid. And it's not... People have got to just look at the situation, you know. Isak and his agent put everything out to the media. Liverpool didn't. Liverpool just went and approached a player that they wanted to buy, then made a ginormous bid for him that you rejected because your club can't buy strikers. Is that Liverpool's fault? No. Again, look at your own football club.
Thank you, by the way, to Cynical Jim. Finally, you actually sent a honest message after 2 weeks of bullshitting in my chat. Eddie Howe and his brother, a sporting director. This is what you get. Jamie's spot on. We ain't Ross from Friends. No pivot. # free Isak. Friends is the most overrated TV series of all time. Big up to Ado Pool, who says smoke and mirrors, deals done. Harvey might be gone. With all due respect, we sign Alexander Isak. Like, brother. Yeah, it's okay.
Tyler Morton's gone.
I'm down.
Tyler Morton's gone.
Push Dom forward to cover left wing. Think he can cook there? Nope. Sign Wharton and Guehi for 100 million and go back for Isak in January. Why do we need to go back for Isak in January, Garth? Why?
Why do we need to sign? Why don't we need to sign Adam Wharton?
Right, here's the thing. I think, look, are we having the summer of our lives as Liverpool fans? Yeah. Do we wake up every day looking at social media to see who's next? Yeah. We're just living that life at the moment, right?
Yeah, it's transfer news dope.
Yeah. Are Liverpool going to be a bit short in some areas after the end of this transfer window? Yes. Is there any such thing as a perfect squad? No. Do all teams have an area short in their squad, which they usually have? Look, if you told me this summer Liverpool had the chance to buy Isak, Ekitike and Wirtz, but they might be one centre-back short at centre-back, we're all taking it.
Oh, fact.
We're not. So it's just that's just the way
I still think we're going to get a centre-back, though, Jamie.
I think we'll get a centre-back in by the end of the summer. But
I don't think we'll get two. I don't think we'll get two.
We won't get two. But next summer, do you know what happens next summer? Liverpool have done so much work this summer and protected the future.
We probably need two players.
They can go and get a centre-back in the DM next summer and I'll be happy.
Done.
You know what I mean? Yeah, just carry it.
And next summer, there is World Cup as well. Never forget as well. That's another thing.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Big up to West Coast. LFC LA. He says, just ordered Salah and a Wirtz kit now to get Isak. LFC going to get me broke at this point. Bro, it's worth it.
My only question
But for now, don't buy an Isak shirt. Wait for the here we go, then buy the shirt.
Yeah.
What is the obsession with Europe and the long sleeve shirts? Because those are the only ones that are fully sold out. and
Because
you
it's
can
cold.
buy as. Yeah, but if you're gonna wear a jersey that's long sleeve, then you're wearing a jacket over it. So what is the point? I just
It's
don't get it.
because in Europe, I can only speak for myself, but I know a lot of people don't actually, guys, a lot of the time don't actually like wearing coats because we get hot anyway. So if you've got like a long sleeve jersey on or something like that, you don't, you feel comfortable. Long sleeve jerseys as well are quite, I don't know what it is about Europeans. We do like long sleeve jerseys.
Yeah,
It might be because of the weather. It
I
might
mean,
be because of the weather, but yeah, I
it
think
looks
it's
beautiful.
separate. No, I'd rather
looks
wear
awesome.
I'd rather wear a hoodie than a coat.
Yeah.
Do you know
Yeah,
what I
me
mean?
too.
And I think
It's a gorgeous looking jersey. The home kit long sleeve. That's like the nicest Liverpool jersey I've seen since 2009 when we had the Adidas with Fernando Torres. Yeah.
Have you seen the
Is
picture
Klopp
of Mo
doing
and
us a favor?
Wirtz?
Let's hope. Come on. Hey, big up Jurgen. Jurgen, mate. I love you, mate.
The
Big up
green
Jurgen.
kits aren't out yet, chat. The green kit, for some reason, third kit isn't out yet. That's the one I want to buy. I want the green kit because it looks like the ones from the 90s. I want a Isak, that Champions League patch.
Like
Easy
you
money.
know why the green kit's not out? Because Isak's going to launch it.
Hey, listen, if he does, I'm just saying that we need to. If I mean, I wouldn't be upset if we just decided to use that as our home kit and just did.
And you know what makes me laugh? You know what makes me laugh? He's not in the Newcastle release kit, which is a green kit as well, by the way.
Newcastle.
He's not in those. He took the photo shoot, but they didn't put him on the billboard like outside the club. So
Jack, just for what
does
it's
it in
worth, I
ours.
don't think Klopp has helped us. Fireburn, you have said this on every single fucking stream. I'm gonna wear a tank top. Why will I run away from it? I'm just waiting for the here we go. For the 100th time, I've answered your question. Anyway, big up to all of you guys. Please hit the like button, please. Yeah, I made
the
that
tank
bet.
top, mate.
Yeah, I made that bet. I'm
Big
gonna
old
be like,
Fireburn.
don't worry, like, chill, mate, chill. Anyway, guys, make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing. Go subscribe to all these guys' channels. Right now, Newcastle are going through what many men do: catching your wife, making love to her personal trainer. We try to make it work, but it just never will. It's over. Oh my god, Jack, what is going on, bro? Jack, I love you.
You're crying
Jack.
while you're writing that, Jack.
Yeah, big up, Jack. Big up, Jack. Anyway, guys, make sure you guys are please liking and subscribing. As I said, let's talk about the Rodrygo and the centre back situation. We have to address all reports, guys. It's just part of the business, part of what we do. There is ESPN Brazil who are saying Rodrygo has accepted apparently personal terms with us and agreed personal terms with us. What's going on? Are we going to get both?
If we can get both, that'd just be mad. I ain't gonna lie. If you're telling me our summer is Isak, Ekitike, Rodrygo, Wirtz, Frimpong,
Urquez and Guehi.
And a Guehi and a Marmandashvili go with it. That is.
I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be like that South Park meme.
Yeah, man. That might be.
Guy in the chair.
It'll go down as probably the best transfer window of all time.
Ever. Yeah.
Like,
remember they got to bang, but if they bang, yeah, 100%.
If we get Isak, Rodrygo, and Guehi, that has to be down as better than Chelsea's. You know, the Chelsea one with the Drogba season. It has to be. It has to be.
Big up, Susan. Respect for that. See, respectful message from Jim. You could learn a thing or two from Susan. You get me? Big up. I don't have any animosity towards Newcastle, but the way that some of them have been acting in our comment sections, bro, it's been mad. Like calling us all sorts of names and shit. But with this Rodrygo thing, look, I am done saying that stuff is impossible.
No, it's fine.
After this transfer window, like I think everything is possible right now. Like it's just
here's the bomba, Hussam. What if? Okay. So theoretically, we already made the bid today, which would mean if you're just going to, use negotiation practices, if I offer you 110 million pounds for something, and that's a low ball, then you would assume that I at least have 15 to 20 more than that I could potentially pay in negotiations.
Yes, of course.
If Darwin Núñez gets sold, that means that like the funds from that had nothing to do with the transfer for Alexander Isak. What that selling has to do is removing the body from the roster to then replace with Alexander Isak. You could then take that whatever 70 million pounds, and then you could theoretically just go right in for Rodrygo. So yes, technically on paper it's a lot of money, but Núñez being sold could in reality be the trade for Rodrygo, not the trade for Alexander Isak in terms of the funds. Then you add, Tyler Morton being sold for 15 million, and then potentially Harvey Elliott being sold. And if he gets sold, I would assume it's going to be around for 40. You could be looking at Harvey Elliott's funds just directly being thrown right into Mark Guehi, because Guehi is going to probably be around 50 million pounds. So in theory, if that's how the club is viewing it, if you sell Núñez for 75, Rodrygo is going to cost you 90. So that's 15. If I sell Harvey for 40, Guehi's going to cost me 10. That's 25. That's 25 million extra pounds on top of the 110. But remember, that's on top of the 110 we already offered for Isak. And we just came to the conclusion that if you're lowballing, you probably have more than that. So that would put you at right around 135 million pounds. I think Isak will probably go for 120 to 130. But I mean, we're talking about an additional 10 million.
So do you believe we can get Rodrygo as well, Mike? Genuinely.
Financially speaking, if we were to sell Darwin Núñez, 100%. But Darwin Núñez has to be sold because that's the money that would need to be used for Rodrygo, and then we'd have to sell Harvey Elliott.
How much pounds do you think gets Rodrygo over the line? I think 70 million pounds, which is 90 million euros.
Yeah, probably. Maybe 75. I mean, Real Madrid already lowered their asking price from 90.
70.
So
if we buy 70. Rodrygo and Isak, fucking hell, bro.
But you need to get Guehi. That's the thing. Like, I don't care. You could buy the rest of the striking force of the whole Premier League. You need Guehi. You can only field 11 players. You need 4 center backs. We cannot go into the season.
I think Guehi's already told Liverpool, because Tottenham haven't tried to sign him, Newcastle haven't tried to sign him. There's a lot of teams that need a centre back, and Guehi is one of the best centre backs in the league. I think that's a done deal already. I think we're just waiting for them to sign a replacement, and it looks like it's the same with Newcastle. We're waiting for them to sign a replacement. That's how it works. That's just how it works. And what you said about can we afford him? Well, we amortize it over 5 years. Yeah. We amortize all these deals over 5 years. So Isak would cost, I don't know, 35 million each year.
I don't think Isak. I agree with the rest, but I don't think Isak's. I think that the whole thing is that the allure is that we're going to do this in 2-3 years. We're not going to do this whole 5-year thing. We're going to give you the money quickly so that we can get.
No, I'm not talking about payments. I'm talking about PSR. PSR. We've got 500 million. Everybody knows we've got 500 million. It's common knowledge now that Liverpool could spend 500 million this window and not be in any PSR issues. So yeah, we could go and get Isak, we could go and get Guehi, and we could go and get Rodrygo. And then we can think about sales. We still haven't.
And our net spend could still be under 300 million. The funny thing is we can get all these guys, and our net spend could still be under 300. So money out of pocket. I know that people have some sort of fear over how financial linguistics work, and they're afraid of the term net spend. Well, that's the amount of money that you technically spend. And that could be under 300 million for all of these guys. That would make it the best transfer window in history. The fact that you got all of these dudes and you ended up money out of your pocket less than 300 million pounds.
I hear you, man.
And then,
by the way, guys, little bit of news for you guys.
Oh, here we go. Go on.
Mini news, which is, I just got told verbatim, Rodrygo wants Liverpool more than Liverpool want him. Make of that what you want. You get me? Rodrygo wants us more than we want.
This here's the thing. This is a World Cup year. He's clearly, for some reason, Real Madrid are so fucking stupid, and they think that getting Rodrygo out the door is the smart thing to do. That's fine. I mean, listen, do you want to have 3 left wingers and get rid of your best left winger? Fuck Vinny, overrated asshole. All good. I'll happily.
What Vinny do to you, Mike?
Listen, I think the guy, his personality is a fucking scumbag. I hate the way that he acts on the pitch. It's disgusting. It's unprofessional. And the way that he bitched and moaned after losing the Ballon d'Or when he deserved to lose the Ballon d'Or because that was a mediocre fucking season. No, fuck him. Fuck that whole club. And I'll happily take Rodrygo because that means that on the left wing I get Rodrygo and Rodrygo and Gakpo. In the middle, I get Isak and Ekitike, and on the right I get Mo and Frimpong for when Mo goes.
But notice the wording. Rodrygo wants us more than we want him. So Rodrygo maybe is not looked at as a priority. Can I just say something? Maybe there is a world in which we do loan with obligation to buy. I don't think like it's. Once again, this is just a 2% possibility, so it's not like really high possibility. But if we call Real Madrid and we go like, listen, 100% we pay you 70 million next year. We can loan him this year. You know, why not? Just so it doesn't count towards FFP. Because never forget, like Frimpong will only be this year because it's a release clause. So that's 25 million off the table right there. I don't know, man. What like it's possible.
My worry with the Rodrygo stuff is, look, there's two things that worry me about Rodrygo, which is why I just want the fries in the bag with Isak and Guehi, and then maybe talk about him. The worry I've got is we get him because we can't get Isak, yeah, and then obviously that's done, and then we might have to keep Nunes, which is a big worry. But then the other worry is we still haven't sorted out the contract with Kmack, and we know Real Madrid want him. So my worry is the negotiations with him still and Kmack and Isak. I'm like, just get one done, get the big one done. Like Isak's the big fish for me. Like I know Wirtz was just unbelievable, like generational. I get it. Isak is like a unicorn. Like there's no other player like him really. Like Ibrahimovic, like was quite similar to him, like in his prime. But there's just no one like that who's got all the capabilities to do what he does. So get that done, get Guehi done, and then we can talk about Rodrygo then. But just get those two done first.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying. That's why I'm saying. Look, like at the end of the day, Rodrygo, as things stand, is not a priority. He's not. The biggest priority right now is getting Isak through the door. Let's draft MJ. Let's not do the Greg Oden thing. Let's get MJ through the door, and then after that, let's go sign a centre back. I'll be honest with you. I would be disappointed if we don't sign Guehi. I really like Mark Guehi.
Yeah, I like
the characteristics we need. And I use this as an example today on Kopish and I'll use it again. Like my thing is with this Guehi stuff. First game week, if we pull up with Konate and Guehi against Bournemouth because Van Dijk is vomiting and his stomach hurt him or whatever, like, you know, hopefully nothing happens to any of our centre back. But if that happens, like, I'm so confident with Mark Guehi. Or if you tell me like Leone and Konate, I'm like, shit. Like, I'm just I'm not as confident.
Guehi's got that. He's got very good discipline. He's got great leadership skills. He's actually very good on the ball as well. You know, he hasn't got what, you know, replacing Virgil in 2 or 3 years' time is going to be difficult for any club to do because there's not a player really like that at him. So you're going to take a hit when Virgil eventually leaves. So why couldn't Guehi be that replacement? I know people will go say it's not fashionable because it's Mark Guehi and he plays for Palace. But literally, if you look at his major assets as a centre-back, they're quite similar to Virgil in some ways as well. They're just not. He's not got Virgil's physicality, that's all, and his height and his presence. But there's a lot of
Celtic and Southampton. How you going to slide off Crystal Palace?
There's a lot of Guehi I like, man, and I hope he comes to the club. With the Rodrygo stuff, I think it's more of his agent trying. His agent's looking out there and seeing what's the most powerful club in Europe at the moment, and apart from PSG, it's Liverpool, and that's why he's pushing his agent towards Liverpool, in my opinion, because it's making Real Madrid think about it. Because PSG are stacked in them areas of the pitch where he probably would play, and the other powerful club in Europe at the moment is probably Liverpool Football Club, and they look like what they're doing and buying people up. It's a power play by the agent, personally. And
Seb, I don't give a fuck about your 20% discount because you've just literally signed Hato like 3 days ago.
Well, what I will say about Rodrygo is that if what Hussam said is true, and Rodrygo wants us more.
He wants us more than we want him, is what I'm told.
And regardless, if the club don't,
that actually might be a negative, Mike. By the way,
well, hold on. But here's why I think it would. Okay, again, this is more like potential, right? If the club know that, and the club willingly choose to not get Rodrygo, that means that Arne Slot is sitting there and he's saying that he thinks that Rio is going to be better than Rodrygo. Not this year, but he thinks that there is no need to invest in that position because he has a young talent who he believes can get the job done to back up Cody Gakpo next season. And then if that bangs, all of a sudden, I don't need to spend any sort of ridiculous fee on any left winger because now I'm just looking for backups to Rio whenever Gakpo moves on. All I'm saying is that it would be an indication that the club believes in Rio and that Rio will see real game time this upcoming season. Not to say that I agree with that or I think that a 16-year-old should be the guy, but that's what the club would basically be saying if we just flat out said we're not going after him.
I think that's why we might not be looking at Fofana now because it's Fofana literally that much better than Rio?
No.
Where you'd have to go and spend money on Fofana, wages and transfer fee when you've got someone like Rio there who maybe in 2 years' time is just going to be as good or even better as Fofana. So if there's a left winger Liverpool want to get in this market, Rodrygo would make the sense because of the profile player. But I don't think Liverpool are looking for a left winger. I think I don't think Liverpool out and out wanted to sell Diaz. I don't think they wanted to give him a new deal, but they're comfortable with him for 2 years. But I think it's very difficult to almost turn down 70 million quid for a man who's going to be 29 next season. And I don't think Liverpool see him as a Salah-like player that will go into his 30s and still keep performing at that kind of level. So I think Liverpool with Diaz did very good business personally. So
there's two players at Liverpool which I 100% believe that we didn't want to sell, and Diaz is one of them. Like, there's no way we wanted to sell Diaz.
Yeah.
Like, it was no, not for sale, carried on, and then it all came from Diaz's scam. Like, he wanted to leave. We offered him 2 contracts. It's all come out that he was on 140 grand, so that can get put to bed now. And he wanted a bigger contract at another club, not at Liverpool, because we offered him a bigger contract. And he turned it down twice. Paul Joyce has already said this.
Who's the other one, Kmack? Who's the other one that you think?
I don't think we wanted to sell Quansah. I just think we got such a good amount of money for him that it was just too hard to turn that down. Like 35 million for a guy who's played less than 30 games. Like, and Slot wasn't 100%.
I think he needed a new experience as well, Quansah, because Quansah was the type of guy to have like 80 good minutes for us and then like make like 3 mistakes in the last 10 minutes.
It was also probably a part of that was probably like a under the table handshake with the Wirtz deal, like
potentially,
yeah. I mean, they happened back
just
to
like
back.
the thing.
They happened within like a week of each other. We signed Wirtz, Quansah gets sold kind of out of the blue, and I feel like the Quansah sale, like the rumors came 2 days before the Here We Go came. It was like bang bang, and to me that suggests that a lot of work was done prior, and it would make sense. Like if you were looking to get Wirtz, which would be the 10 that you see for the next 10 years, you would probably be okay with moving Quansah on for 40 million, even if you didn't want to sell him. The benefit outweighs.
And who was the first player linked when Quansah left? Guehi. Straight away.
Yeah.
I think the only left winger Liverpool would look at attempting to get in this market if they really wanted them would be Rodrygo. I don't think there'd be another left winger in this market that Liverpool would be.
If we get Fofana from Lyon after giving them Morton, 5 million.
I just don't know. I think
about it. Fofana could cover left hand, right, and he's very.
I mean, if he can cover, I think Frimpong can cover right as well. That's the thing.
Rio. I think I said this on my show earlier. Like, I kind of put them up against each other. I'm like, really? Like, if Rio played 15 games and Fofana played 15 games, how many goals and assists are you going to get out of both of them?
I really like Rio Gomoa.
5,
really.
10. Like, I think Rio has got a lot to offer. Like, as just a guy that can come on 20 minutes, everybody's knackered. Yeah. We're winning 2-0.
Well, I also think
oh my God, you're bringing him on.
We're also kind of overlooking the fact that if we had Rio and Gakpo, and let's just say, for instance, 1 week Gakpo's hurt, and maybe Rio's been a little bit out of form. Well, you could, if you really had to, you could stick Wirtz on the left. You could stick Szoboszlai on the left. There's a lot of different combinations. In fact, you could just get rid of the left wing and run what's it called? A traditional 4-2-3-1. You could even do a 4-4-2. Like there's so many different options.
Ekitike can play wide as well, Mike.
Exactly. So we have so many different options. If the club does not, like, my stance is firm. If the club believes in Rio, I don't see us spending big for a left wing. I would see us maybe getting a bargain, which I think Malik Fofana could potentially be because of how cheap he is, and then what the potential upside is because of his age. But getting Rodrygo to me would basically say they think that Rodrygo is the left wing of the future, and then whatever happens to Rio happens to Rio.
The thing with Rio is
we're gonna end in like 5 minutes. Hi, Lex. We're literally about to end in like 10 minutes. Big up, though. Hi, Lex. Hi. We're about to end in like 10 minutes, but big up, Lex, anyway. Yeah, go on, Jamie. Go on.
Yeah, the left hand. That's why I say with this left hand side, I think Rio will play games next season, but I don't think. I think they will take care of him and look after him. He will be 18 in a couple of weeks' time. So I think they'll look after him, take care of him. But I keep saying this to people, and people don't like listening to me when I say this because they hate the guy. But Szoboszlai will play far more football next season than people think, because I can see a situation where Wirtz is starting off the left and Szoboszlai is in the 10, Salah's on the right, and Isak's up top. I can see that situation in times next season. Because Godi Gakpo being the number one left winger and starting the season. Arne Slot loves what Szoboszlai does for Liverpool, right? And people might not like him, might not think he's anything good, but the manager likes what he does, and he's very important to our press in that midfield area as well. And still, with all the midfielders we got, there's no better athlete in our midfield than him. He can be on the halfway line playing deep, which I prefer him, by the way. He looks better in that double pivot for me than he does further up. He's on the halfway line playing passes, and then he's in the box 2 seconds later. We haven't got enough.
I want to argue with you, Jamie, but I heard what you said.
Yeah.
When you said that his technical ability is close to McAllister.
I think he is.
You know that's a horrible take.
No, right. This is where people get technical ability and play a bit wrong. Szoboszlai's technical ability at shooting a ball and passing a ball isn't much different to Alexis McAllister's, yeah? Alexis McAllister, though, overall as IQ and as a footballer, is a better player.
Yeah, but like for me, when
I don't think there's nothing right, and that's what I said on that.
McAllister is just better than he's just better in tight
I think Szoboszlai is a better athlete, but as a footballer, like if we're talking about passing, shooting, creating, crossing, IQ,
McAllister's better, but Szoboszlai's technique is not as bad as people give it. Let's say his technique.
No. Szoboszlai's technique is not bad, but it's just not McAllister level.
I don't think there's much in it. I really don't.
I really believe McAllister is the only midfielder we have that could start for PSG.
I don't think McAllister's all that. I don't think McAllister's that good.
I think he's very good.
Oh my God,
I think McAllister is our most overrated midfielder.
No, our most overrated midfielder is Gravenberg.
Yeah,
I think McAllister. Honestly, I do, man.
It's Gravenberg.
I don't think McAllister is world class at all.
I think he's world class.
Wow.
I cannot believe we signed McAllister for 30 million, by the way. That's like steal of the century.
I think he's a tremendous footballer. But right, does everyone in the chat think McAllister's world class? So everyone thinks he's top 3 best midfielders in the world. So
yeah, but that's not the definition. That's not
the definition. If you're telling me world class is top 5, that's not world class, man. So
first of all, world class is defined differently in all by different people.
He is top 5. He's top 5.
I don't know. If
top 5 in the pivot, who's 5 better pivot players?
No, no, just tell me 5 is. Look, I don't think people understand what I'm trying to say.
I understand what you're trying to say. I think Szoboszlai is a better athlete, but when you're talking about technique is like passing, first touch, dribbling, creativity, IQ.
Would you agree there are some footballers in the world that have got better technique than Cristiano Ronaldo.
Not many.
Yeah.
Right, a lot of people would say this. Yeah, there's a lot of people that don't rate Ronaldo like a lot of people. A lot of people would say there's a lot of footballers that have got maybe better technique than Cristiano Ronaldo, but they're not better footballers than Cristiano Ronaldo. And that's what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, technique from a standpoint of, you know, shooting and passing with McAllister is not far different at all. But overall, Alexis McAllister is a far better footballer. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say here. But I still don't think McAllister is world class at this moment in time. Not yet.
Yeah, but technique is almost football ability. Like, that's the thing. I think technically Hazard is better than Mo. Technical perspective.
Yeah, so technical perspective.
But Mo is a better footballer than Hazard.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but it's different because I think if we broke it down attribute for attribute, I think Szoboszlai would beat McAllister in every single physical attribute. But when it comes to, like, if I tell you who's the better passer, I think McAllister is the better passer. Who's the better shooter? I think McAllister is the better shooter. Who's the better crosser, as we saw from the corners even that he delivers? I think McAllister is the better crosser. I think McAllister as an, like, intelligence, you already mentioned it, is also like football IQ is better than Szoboszlai.
It's far better.
Yes, I think Szoboszlai is better athletically. Like, you see the idea that you gave earlier on. I don't think McAllister can play left wing. He can't because he's not fast enough. He's not athletic enough. But in the pivot position...
Hang on. Can I just... Like, people in the chat, I don't think they understand sometimes. Have I said that McAllister's shit? You know, when you say overrated, everyone thinks you don't rate that player and you think they're crap. I think
if you want to talk about overrated, Gravenberch is where I'm looking at for overrated.
Gravenberch is overrated. McAllister's overrated. There's a lot of
McAllister is
underrated.
Why is Gravenberch overrated?
But it's not. It's
out of our three midfielders.
Okay,
I'll tell you why. Out of our three midfielders,
I don't get people, man. I don't get people.
Out of our three midfielders, I think Gravenberch is the worst passer.
True.
And
but he's not rated on that.
If as a midfielder, if your passing ability is worse than your two partners, just saying.
Yeah, but if who's the other partner?
McAllister and Szoboszlai.
His passing is worse than Sobos.
Yes, I think Szoboszlai is a better passer than Gravenberch.
I don't that.
Gravenberch is very good at carrying.
Go with Jamie, chat. Everybody's entitled to.
It's because a lot of people in the chat don't understand football.
I'll tell you why, Jamie. Because this is a very pro McAllister channel.
I know it's a very pro McAllister channel.
This channel loves McAllister like no other channel on YouTube.
I think he's well class. I'm not arguing with you.
It's mad, yeah. Like, I'm just talking about a technical ability. Like, I know so many footballers that got fucking the greatest technical ability I've ever seen, but they're not world-class footballers.
Yeah, Hatem Ben Arfa.
Yeah, this is what I'm trying to say. It's like people don't listen. McAllister is a far better footballer. Right, Eden Hazard is technically a far better player than Mo Salah, but overall as a footballer, with everything that goes into making a player, Mo Salah is a fucking better player than Eden Hazard, right?
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. I've seen players technically better than Ronaldo, but they're not better than Ronaldo as a footballer. I'm just saying in some aspects of the game for technique, there's some things for Szoboszlai, he does just as good as McAllister, right? But as overall as a footballer, McAllister shits all over Szoboszlai. What's there not to get about that?
Okay, yeah, there is nothing to not get about that.
I just don't think McAllister's world class right now, and it's nothing.
All I'm saying is if there is a midfielder for us to upgrade on, I think the easiest one to upgrade on is Gravenberch. I won't even lie to you.
We'd have beaten AC Milan in the friendly if we'd have played McAllister.
I promise you, if bro,
Hussam?
Doing this Gravenberch, he's a midfielder who's not good at passing.
Is he a midfielder who's not good at passing? Or yeah, all right. So you know
what happened to this show? Everyone just started arguing with each other at the end.
Yeah, because man saying
Because
like
Jamie said McAllister the most overrated midfielder we have. He's not. Gravenberch is.
but Gravenberch was massively overplayed last season, and there would be a reason why Slot overplayed him. Now, is he like so amazing, the greatest ever? Maybe not, but what he does for the team and the role that he plays for the team is very pivotal, and he does it to a high level in comparison to a lot of the midfielders in the world. You get what I'm saying? So to say that if we were to upgrade on a midfielder, Gravenberch would be that midfielder, but then he's the most played midfielder in our team, it raises questions, because between McAllister and Szoboszlai, they'll get benched before Gravenberch.
Big up, Kmack.
And a big part of it is his ability to evade the press. Now, in my opinion, there are very few midfielders in the world right now that can evade the press as effectively as Gravenberch. Not only that, in our system and how we defend off the ball, he's also very pivotal in his IQ and his ability to help the team break up play and get the ball from out of the back. He's way more press proven than McAllister, and Szoboszlai is not even in that conversation because there's no press proven ability in either of his feet. Irrespective,
I don't think Szoboszlai is press resistant, but I think McAllister is definitely press resistant. 100%.
Not as press resistant as Gravenberch.
I think Gravenberch is press resistant because of his dribbling ability.
Right.
I agree.
Between August and January last season, most Liverpool people were talking about Gravenberch is the best DM in the league. Right, and we are doing what we're doing because of Ryan Gravenberch. Yeah? From January onwards, he got tired because we didn't rotate him. In between that, the other important midfielder we had in our team last season, and people don't like to admit this because they hate the guy, was Dominic Szoboszlai.
No one hates Szoboszlai.
Because what Dominic Szoboszlai did in midfield actually helped Mo Salah have his best season of all time. Right, because he didn't have to run backwards no more. So he's very important to the team. McAllister was the third wheel in that thing as well. So they're very important. All three of them midfielders are extremely important what we do as a team. And I don't completely always see that changing next season. I think Wirtz and Szoboszlai will play in the same 11 next season.
I disagree with you.
Because Wirtz is the only...
Right, but...
So Szoboszlai is our best presser in the midfield. There's no doubt about that, yeah? None about that. He's also going to cover... because our right backs are attack-minded as hell, and Salah is not going to run back at 33 years of age if he didn't do it last season. So you need an athletic midfielder in there to help with that side of the pitch. Otherwise, you're going to get overcooked on the right-hand side, no matter who plays against. So it's all about balance, yeah? And then McAllister is your best all-round midfielder at doing everything and knitting it all together. So that's why I'm saying they've all got to play together for the best balance of our football club. Because does anyone want Wirtz doing what Szoboszlai did last season?
No, but that's not what's going to happen because I think we're going to play. I think we're going to play differently because if we do sign Isak, that me and you agree we're going to sign him. And with Wirtz, I think we're going to play a different style of football where we defend the same way that Pep's teams defended, which is we defend by keeping the ball.
I'll tell you something.
Future Nexus said, thank God every day ain't that Jamie is a Liverpool manager. Well, you're the Hungarian that you obviously don't like. He's a Premier League champion, and Mo Salah scored the most goals in the history that he's ever done in his life because Szoboszlai did all the running for him. Go and watch football. No. Fucking hell.
All right, look. I think. No, wait. And you might not like this, but I think Wirtz can do what Szoboszlai did to an effective level, not necessarily the same level, and then provide the final ball quality, the dribbling quality, and every other quality.
He ain't going to be able to do what you want him to do if he's running back towards his own goal all game to cover for a right winger that is not going to get back into a defensive position. So by the time he's done all that, he's going to be shattered by the time you want him to do what he's best at. So you want a key.
Not necessarily. It just depends.
Oh my God!
It just depends. You have to remember.
Right,
all right, look.
When we come back at Christmas time and Wirtz has not got the GA that everyone wants him to get, and he's doing right wing back shit to help.
That's
Salah.
not what I'm saying.
So when he does that, all come back to me, yeah. Thanks.
I can't lie to you, Lex. I even disagree with you on this one. I don't think
Come
we
back
signed
to me, man.
Wirtz for 100 million
Come
to do
back
what's
to me.
No,
It's about balance,
I don't
guys.
think you
need
understand what
balance.
I'm saying. I don't think you understand what I'm saying. Wirtz doesn't necessarily have to drop back as deep to assist, but still being a similar area. You understand? No. We have to all remember that the reason we needed Szoboszlai to do that was because we had Trent at right back. No, in terms of what roles Frimpong will be given, that's left to be seen.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Because a lot of people have the thing to say, oh, Frimpong cannot defend, Frimpong cannot do this, Frimpong cannot do that. No, he played in a team where he wasn't asked to do certain things. No, when it comes on to him get his dribble by statistics and all of these statistics that these new guys want to use are way better than Trent's. So in my opinion, the defensive integrity at right back, to me, is better than whatever Trent offered us, especially when you're getting dribbled by against Doku 11 times in one game. But that's beside the point. No, with that being said, I think the necessity of having Szoboszlai do those things game in, game out it won't be as necessary. But to give you another instance, if Szoboszlai is that good and that important in a slash right wing back role, just play him right back. Just play him right back.
I actually agree with that. I've been saying this all along. I think Szoboszlai, if you want to do that, you could just play Szoboszlai inverted right back. Like
or something.
That's what I'm trying to say. He's got to play when Wirtz plays. You've got to have balance. Everyone we all want star players out there, yeah? If you look at Real Madrid, yeah, quite a bit ago, yeah, when they got rid of Makelele, they lost their balance completely in the side, right? You know, and they went for a period of, not being very good in Europe and that because they lost their balance in their team. But the players they had were all well classed in each position. But you need balance in your side. This is what I'm trying to say to peeps. What I do, I'll apologise for having a little outburst there to the chat and calling people's idiots and that. I apologise. I shouldn't have said that. I'm a grown man. I can admit when I'm wrong. So I apologise to the chat there. I do apologise. But what I'm trying to say with the balance in the team, you need to find the right kind. And like you're saying, like what I want Wirtz to do, I want Wirtz to be the lethal, attack-minded forward midfielder that he is, and bring everyone else into the attacking part into the game. Yeah, he's got to defend a little bit because you need balance in the team. Yeah, but I just look at that midfield at times, and I feel like you've got to get Szoboszlai maybe in there somewhere, just because his pressing from midfield is better than everyone else's. His athleticism in that pitch as well. You need them kind of players, man. People might not like it, but you need them kind of players to give you that balance. Because, like, if you look at Conor Bradley as a right back likes to undercut. He basically goes into the middle of the pitch, don't he, instead of the wide areas. Frimpong doesn't do that. He overlaps and stays wide, right? But they're both very attack-minded. And we know our best right winger, who's the best right winger in world football. For me, he's the best player in the world right now. He said it himself. I don't really want to be tracking back. I'll get the numbers, keep me up top. So you don't want to be too lopsided on that right-hand side. So you want cover there. So you don't really want, a Wirtz getting drawn back into them areas of the pitch, then losing out. Really what you wanted the best out for him is him in attacking areas where he can make things work for us, a destroyed team. So I think it's a fine balance Liverpool need to find this season. And that's why I think Wirtz and Szoboszlai at times will play games together, and sometimes
I'm agreeing with you.
McAllister might get dropped in a game.
I'm not against your idea.
Balance.
That's why I said I disagree with what Lex said. I don't think Wirtz is going to do what Szoboszlai did at all. But I'm looking at this from a completely different angle. I think this time we're going to defend by keeping the ball. I think we're going to see a lot more slot ball this season than we saw last year. Because now, if we do sign someone like a Florian Wirtz, you defend by keeping the ball a little bit. Remember when Manchester City, like when they wanted to defend the game where they were like 2-0 up or whatever, we would all be bored to death watching because they're just passing left, passing right 500 times. I think that's what we're going to do, to be honest.
I disagree with the judgments on McAllister. I love McAllister. He's my favorite midfielder of the past season. But what I will say is that based on how Arne Slot utilized Szoboszlai last season, it is more likely in my mind, based on the precedent, that we would not use a left wing and we would play a 4-4-2 and we would keep Szoboszlai in than kicking Szoboszlai out to run a midfield three of Wirtz, Maka, and Gravenberch. Now, you could make the argument that maybe that's just because of, we didn't have those bench positions available, and maybe Arne Slot just didn't rate the guys below Szoboszlai, so he decided to continually play him. But I think that there's a reason for that. I think that there's a reason why we saw Szoboszlai play, in different roles. Like, it's not like we saw him play this. We didn't see him play the 10 the same way the whole season. At a certain point, Arne Slot said, I need a little bit more offensive output. Offensive output didn't change, but that sentiment did from Arne Slot. We stopped hearing that. Even though Szoboszlai wasn't putting away, thunderous amounts of goals. I know that he scored against City. I know that he had a couple of other big goals throughout the season. But regardless of that, I just don't see him all of a sudden losing the favor of Slot. And however you want to personally view him, that's fine. But I'm expecting him to make 35 Premier League appearances this season. I'm expecting to see him as much as anyone else. And I don't think that he's – I think Wirtz is here for one reason and one reason only. Be an offensive outlet in the center of the pitch so that Mo doesn't have to do everything on
presses
himself, right?
and Wirtz presses from the final third. He's pressing from the final third is absolutely amazing. What I would say, like, if you go back to Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool, Liverpool have very good midfielders, but the key midfielder to Jurgen Klopp was Jordan Henderson, right? And he weren't everyone's cup of tea, right? No one, technically, he was probably Liverpool's worst midfielder, you could ask, because I would say James Milner was a better footballer than Jordan Henderson. Gini and Fabinho and that. But Jordan Henderson's work rate and athleticism off that right-hand side is what covered and let Trent become the right back that he could become because of his of the way he played. So this is what I'm trying to say. I think you always need that kind of player in your
but Jamie, I agree with everything that you're saying.
Yeah.
I even agree that Szoboszlai and Wirtz will be on the pitch together.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I'm not denying this. I think what solved, by the way, you said in Christmas time, forget Christmas time. Gravenberch is only suspended for one game anyway. I think Newcastle away and Arsenal at home, 2 big games. We'll see how Liverpool line up. What Mike said is true. By the way, after all this, Slot might go like Szoboszlai. You're going to play left wing. He's going to shove Szoboszlai in left wing away at Newcastle. And we can have an inverted winger. And then Isak and Mo would act like a 2 up top together and play off of each other with Szoboszlai and McAllister and these players making the runs in behind. I definitely do not think that Wirtz is going to be doing any defensive shifts like Szoboszlai does. And by the way, let's make something clear. I don't want him to. I don't want us to pay 100 million for one of the most creative playmakers in the world to go like, run up and down. Yes, of course he has good work rate, he presses. But yeah, like, I think there is a world in which that happens. And maybe that's why earlier on, this comes full circle when I said the Rodrygo thing. Maybe that's why Rodrygo wants us more than we want him. Because we're maybe not even looking at left wing, as like that much of a if you would like priority. Anyway, big up to all of you guys. Let me just read these supers before we wrap up the stream, before we get into another argument. Make sure guys are liking the video. Make sure guys
it's my fault. Look, Sam, it was my fault.
It's okay. It's a great debate.
I should have acted like that, and I do apologize to the chat as well. I all love you.
There's just one more thing. I think that what's going to surprise a lot of people this season is that with the people that we signed and the way that I think Slot wants to play, we're going to play a lot more narrow. If he wants to play possession-based football, he's going to want to play narrow football. He's going to want to cut through the lines. If he wants to play narrow football, I don't see why on earth you would get rid of Szoboszlai. Why would you get rid of a midfielder if you're trying to build up narrow. It doesn't make any sense. But we're gonna find out
I hear you.
against Bournemouth and against Crystal Palace. And
No, we don't. We won't find out against Bournemouth because Gravenberch is suspended, so we won't find out anything.
I mean, you're gonna find out how we're gonna try to set up at least against Palace.
That one is very obvious. Szoboszlai, McAllister double pivot ahead of them. Wirtz. That one, there is no other option. Why you want to go Curtis Jones? I'm not trying to see Curtis Jones after he said Firmino is better than Salah. Curtis Jones, I will make sure I point out everything that you've done wrong this season. Swat off.
Did
Curtis
you see the
Jones,
Curtis
you
Jones not picking Salah
motherfucker.
again?
After saying Hazard is better than Mo's, you come here and you say Firmino over Mo.
Yeah, you saw it. When I saw that video,
so sick and tired of this fucking Curtis Jones. This Curtis Jones guy really thinks he's the shit.
It just
Can't wait
depends
for
on
us to
what you
just-
rate, Hussam.
I just can't wait for us to just sell Curtis Jones to fucking Crystal Palace or something, because the literally like Mo's right foot is more valuable to Liverpool than Curtis Jones. His right foot, his weak foot.
Curtis don't rate Mo at all, does he?
Yeah, guess what? No one rates
right.
Curtis at all.
I actually think this is a very big season for Curtis Jones, because I think he's the next one who could actually leave the football club, because Liverpool
Because he's not good enough.
Curtis Jones is easily approved upon. Let's not lie here. Even the biggest Curtis Jones fan would tell you that. I think Curtis Jones is a good player. I liked some bits of the game the other day when him and Wirtz were playing alongside each other. Again, Curtis Jones has got some good technical ability, but he was on the thick table at school. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Me and you both know there's no difference between watching Curtis Jones and Jermaine Genius. Let's just be serious. Genius was a good player as well for Newcastle and Spurs. You got me? We got Jermaine Genius.
But you could get better than that. Exactly. You can get better.
100%. I'd rather have two Endos than two Joneses. Big up to Jeff, who says, listen, allow Newcastle fans a moan and don't be bad words. It's natural, so be humble. And when they take a team's player the same way, just smile. Habibi, Jeff, I love you, brother. But no one is not allowing Newcastle fans to be upset. We're just simply saying Newcastle fans don't insult us. There is a difference between being upset and you coming here and you calling me all sorts of names and you insulting the fuck out of me. Like, that's two different things. You get me? So yeah, that's the thing for me. Like, no one's against them having an opinion. Big up to Susan. Thank you so much, Susan. Appreciate you. Newcastle fan here. Reports and bets saying Sesko chose us. Might be helpful for both of us. P.S. Newcastle fans are brilliant supporters, similar to LFC. This is such a beautiful message from you, Susan. I appreciate you so much. And to be honest with you, listen, we are in agreement, Susan. We're in agreement. I don't have any hatred towards Newcastle, but the way some of your fans have been acting in my chat has been mad, to be honest with you. But it is what it is. I get it. You're losing Isak. You're a little bit angry. But hopefully you're right. Hopefully you do get Sesko. Newcastle signing Sesko is brilliant news.
Yeah, we need that.
Yeah. Also, it means Manchester United got rejected. So let's go. Guy with the hat. Don't know his name. Very disrespectful towards the biggest club in the world. Go ahead, respond, please. Guy in the hat.
Real Madrid can fucking blow me.
Wow. Is that your response, Mike?
Yeah.
Yep.
What the fuck do I don't need to show respect to what you assume to be the biggest club in world football. I mean, now you have to ask yourself, are they a state-funded club? But that's a whole different conversation. I don't give a shit about what happens in La Liga. I don't care. Hold that.
I love that response from Mike. Mike is just so unhinged.
Respect is earned, not given. I don't give a shit.
Man said Real Madrid can blow me. Hey,
Hold
go
on.
on, Mike, man.
Hold
Go
that
on,
Real
Mike.
Madrid.
I love that. I love that fucking response. Reports in Sesko's home country decided to join Newcastle. Whoever the fuck that reporter is, Slovenian reporter, I love you, mate. I hope you're right. Hope you and Sesko are like, very close relationship and you know him. You get me? It's beautiful. Let's go. I hope it's true. We need Sesko to Newcastle so bad. Like, I would celebrate. Inshallah, everyone here wake up happy, safe, and healthy tomorrow. If I look at my phone and I see here we go Sesko to Newcastle, I'd celebrate that like a Liverpool signing. Genuinely, like I'd be so fucking happy, bro. So happy. Okay, there's a couple of them aimed at you. Jamie, so I'll let you respond. So I'll read them all in a row. Alex says, Mac changed our bum lives, Jamie. Prefer Genie, I bet. Comparing Szoboszlai to Mac is a war crime. Swat his ass. And then he says, if Real come knocking, they want Mac, not Sobo.
Sweet. They want Real Madrid wanting Jonathan Woodgate as well. Let's move on.
Well, swift responses today. Hot take. I'd say Gravenberg would be better at centre back. Ooh, I can't lie to you. The sometime
did I hang on? Did I
guys, or what?
Did I call McAllister shit at any time? No. Did I say he was a quality footballer?
Yes.
Did I just say he's not world class?
I don't recall.
The only thing.
Yeah.
So are we saying every player that's not world class is rough then, or can I tell you
something, Jamie? Maybe some people, maybe like this is the way that people are thinking. Let me tell you an honest answer, right? This is how the season started. This is Gravenberg's level, right? Gravenberg started right here, and then mid-season it went like this. McAllister started here and then went like this because he got a lot better as the season progressed.
Yeah, McAllister, Gravenberch was our best midfielder up till Christmas time for me.
Yeah, but if I go like August till May, I think our best midfielder was McAllister based on overall performance.
Overall, yeah,
because McAllister's bad game is a like 5, 6.
I didn't think McAllister was really that great till about November, December time, and then he took off.
Yeah, but then when he took off, he really took off.
Yeah, and it was quality, and he's quality, and I agree with it. It's quality. I just don't think he's world class just yet. But he's still young, guys. Next year, he might develop into that, and he's going to blow everyone out of the water. That's what I'm trying to say. I just maybe for me as a football fan, I try not to, over hyperplay it just too much at the moment. He's what, 25, 26? By the time he's 27, 28, he could be the best midfielder in the world, and then he's world class. So just giving that bit of growth. There's growth there. It's not like McAllister's here and he's not going to get any better. Do you know what I mean? He's only going to go that way. So there's growth.
I think Gravenberg will be better. Listen, Gravenberg at centre back is very interesting. We'll see. As soon as McAllister got injured, we lost all the control. By the way, I do agree with this because one thing we can all agree on is he's probably the best passer we have in midfield. Just as a pure passer, I think he's the best passer. Like someone who can make short passes, someone who can make passes in between, passes in behind. Your most balanced lineup has Wirtz on the left in a free role. Kerkez is an elite overlapping left back and can hold width by himself, so Wirtz can roam. Yeah, but here's the thing. Look, this is like the Warriors with KD, but it's still Steph's team. Someone could be better than Mo next season. 100%, it's a possibility. But this is still Mo's team. He's still the only one who's allowed a free role, in my opinion. We can have like 10 players on a free role. We can't. As good as they are. We can't go like Isak free role, Wirtz free role, blah, blah, blah. By the way, I know it's only against Yokohama, but even in that game, Mo created like 4 big chances. Like it's still the guy's team, bro. He's gonna make the players around him better. I genuinely believe that. I think Isak will really benefit from Mo's partnership. Big up to LB as well for the raid. Big up to everyone just joined them from It's LB. Like and subscribe, guys. We're 20 subscribers away from 57k. Big up to you guys. Off topic, guys, but Ekitike spelled backwards is also Ekitike. Yes, sir. Big up to Wouter says, mark my words, Gravenberg gonna play a lot of centre back this season. Do you guys see that? Do you guys see this world?
I don't think he'll play centre back. What I think he'll do, and I noticed this in our last couple of pre-season games, I think Gravenberch will play deeper and won't join the attack as much. And there might be situations where he splits the back two and just sits just in front of them a little bit more, and not get us forwards. But I noticed that in the last 2 pre-season games. And when he does that, have you noticed how good of a long pass Gravenberch has got when he plays a little bit deeper and he's got that time then? And so I think that's like Liverpool will be looking for Gravenberch to do, because if you have got a McAllister and a Wirtz in your midfield, you can afford Gravenberch to sit back a little bit more, can't you? Because you can let them two ball out in that area where you don't really need a Gravenberch invading that area of the pitch, because you can bring Salah in, you can bring it, you can drop an Ekitike and Isak in, whoever's off the left. You've got more technical players there, and you could drop Gravenberch back a bit. I don't see nothing wrong with
You
that.
could. You are right. You are right. Big up to Future Nexus. See, now this is a lovely super chat. Big up, Jamie. I agree with you on everything, apart from that one take. I'm a Sobo fan, but Macca is a baller. It's not close, in my opinion. See,
Yeah,
that's
Mac is a baller, man. Yeah, Mac is a baller.
respectful super chat. You get me without fighting anymore.
Hey, look, I
guys-
can apologise when
They
I'm wrong.
hugged it out in the end. Let's go.
Yeah, as I say, I can apologise when I'm wrong. I'm a big man. I can apologise.
Speaking of apologies, you gonna apologize, Mike?
I'm going to need 30 seconds here. The fact that you have the entitled notion to sit here and demand respect upon a club is perhaps the most selfish, narcissistic piece of shit way of looking at football. Your entitlement is a disrespect to every other club on the planet. The fact that you believe that you should be put on a pedestal is spitting on the face of everyone else on the planet, which makes you the most selfish person in the room. So no, I'm not going to apologize to you because of your entitlement. You can blow me twice. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Big up.
Wow.
That's a response.
Wow.
Goal, Mike. That's a response.
Wow.
Jones signing an extension, top player. He's not going to sign an extension. He's not a top player. The quicker we sell him, the better. As underdogs, I only hope we can make top 4, lads. Hey, you know, in the words of Igal, Liverpool might not gel. You know, you never know. So,
And
it's
what?
just like,
And Arsenal go gel all of a sudden?
yeah, listen, it's all positive for all the other clubs. For us, it's all
It's
negative.
mad, ain't it? It's mad, ain't it? Do you know what that is? Do you know what that is, Sam? It's hate and jealousy.
Oh, 100%. They thought Isak was on loan from Arsenal for the last 2 years. You think they ain't
Yeah,
jealous?
man.
They're definitely jealous. Big up to Alex who says, got triggered when he called them overrated, Jamie. I can't lie, that's
No,
very
okay,
triggering.
everyone can trigger. That's fine, man. That's fine.
Yeah,
I'm here to trigger people. I trigger my wife for 21 years, you know.
Fair. Fair. The thing is, you want to know, like, this community is such, like, McAllister fans. Like,
Yeah,
honestly,
that's
this,
fine, man. That's fine.
yeah, this is
I hear
McAllister FC
I
right
hear
here.
it. I hear it. I hear it.
Sesko spoke to Klopp. Thank you, Klopp. That is the best super chat to end on, because we have to say, Andrew, thank you to you for the super chat, and thank you to Jurgen Klopp. Imagine Klopp just spoke to Sesko and meant like, by the way, Benjamin, let me tell you something about New Manchester United. Even in my bad season, I beat them 7-0. That's a bad move for you, bro. You get me? It's just, it would be beautiful if that happens. It would actually be beautiful. Klopp out here acting like an agent for us and shit, bro. That would actually be so fucking elite.
Agent
Honestly.
Klopp.
Any of you going live, by the way, after this?
No, what is the time? Oh, it's 1 a.m. It is officially my birthday now, so yeah.
Happy birthday, Jamie. Happy birthday,
Jamie.
Happy birthday. Everyone,
40
please wish Jamie
44
happy
today,
birthday.
man. 44 today.
Happy
44,
birthday.
Back
man.
again. He's back again. He wants more. He wants it a third time, but we all
Privilege, man. Privilege.
we all gotta go.
Everyone, please wish him happy birthday. What you want to say? You can respond to him.
Appreciate, guys.
It's your self-perceived notion that the world owes you respect is the reason why people spit on Real Madrid. It's the entitlement that you carry yourself just for living and breathing. Anyone is entitled to their own opinion. If you deem that to be disrespectful, that is a self-perceived problem, because there is no such thing as disrespect if you are a secure human being. Other people's ideas do not infiltrate your secure mind. But because you are insecure and you have this entitlement complex, that is why you are offended. And to be offended at someone's opinion is to spit on the face of everyone who agrees with that person. So, you know, to me, you seem to be the one who's being selfish here, but it is what it is. It's just football. I hope you have a good day, and thank you for donating.
You could have just had Lobby thrice without a bag as well.
The rest, yeah. The rest of the people can do that.
You did rattle me, Jamie, not gonna lie, but I love you, brother. Happy birthday. Everyone, please do wish him happy birthday, man. Happy birthday to you,
Appreciate
Jamie.
it. I'm here to rattle people, man. This is what I do. I can't help it.
We know. Don't worry, Jamie. We still love
Professional
you.
rattler. Professional rattler.
Yeah, you are a professional rattler now. You get me? You
I'm not
rattled the
wrong a lot,
McAllister channel.
I'm
You
not
get
wrong
me?
a lot, though. I ain't going to say I'm not wrong a lot.
Fairs. Saying F this and F that is not an opinion, sir, is what real people are saying.
Oh,
listen,
Do you two need a hotel room?
I don't think he has ears, because he's clearly unable to allow words to enter into his mind. But that's okay. Thank you for the donation again.
Anyway, guys, on that note, we're gonna wrap up the stream here. Go over, subscribe to all these guys' channels. It's all in the description. Lex, Jamie Phillips, Football
Force?
Chat.
What would be the force? Fortet 4 times? Thrice?
Quartet, I guess. Anyway,
Yeah, quartet.
this stream is going to take you over to Sarcasm City TV. My guy Flawless is live. Go and raid
Johnny.
Flawless. Yeah. And yeah, see you guys later, man.
Big up, peeps.